Greetings, retirement class of 2020. Let me first and foremost say thank you. Thank you for all the years of sacrifice, dedication, and service to the students, schools, and community of School City of Hammond. This spring and now summer has reinforced the unpredictability that life can bring, but I am so very grateful that you went out on top during a trying and challenging time. When I see the names on this list, I know the personal time, effort, and resources you put into making sure our kids in our schools had what they needed during this pandemic. Whether your job was a teacher, custodian, or assistant superintendent, each of you has played a pivotal role, either directly or indirectly, in shaping the lives of the 15,000 people that call SCH home each year. My hope for you in retirement is not only many years of good health and blessings, but that you would find a way to continue your service to the community in a new capacity. If you are a teacher, I would ask you to consider joining the retiree chapter of the Hammond Teachers Federation. When the crisis hit this spring, retired teachers from across the state rose to the occasion and offered free tutoring for our kids under the banner, "Once a teacher, always a teacher." There couldn't be a more fitting motto. I would affirm that by dedicating your professional life to education, each of you has proven in word and deed that you value the next generation and their success as greater than your own. Thank you for that sacrifice and the 1,000 others you have made over the years. I would like to take a moment to acknowledge the work and career of someone who has been a mentor, friend, and a model educator for me. Terri Myrick has served over 30 years in a variety of capacities in School City of Hammond. Terri was a driving force behind many of the successes the district experienced over the past several years. When she came to central office, the district was at an all-time low point, and she helped lead the change to bring our grade up to a respectable level. She was instrumental in supporting and developing a long list of initiatives, including the Hammond Academy for Performing Arts, the Guest Chinese Teacher Program, and bringing Project Lead the Way to the district. A prolific grant writer, she secured many alternative sources of funding so initiatives like the Hammond Robotics Program could flourish. During a time when Dr. Watkins could not serve as superintendent due to a medical challenge, Terri led the district as interim superintendent and then co-superintendent for a time after Dr. Watkins' return. She never turned down a task if she knew it was good for kids or for the district, and always stepped in when there was work to be done. I could go on, but I will just summarize by saying the district has been blessed to have Terri Myrick as a leader, and I thank you for all you've done for the kids and for SCH. Dealing with a global crisis and being out of school for the last 3 months of your career is not the storybook ending I would have wanted for any of you. But please don't let that diminish the magnitude of the moment. You are the hero of the story, and you have finished on top. Now go and enjoy the fruits of your labor and embrace the new opportunities in front of you. From the entire School City of Hammond leadership team, we wish you all the best in your retirement. Thank you, and God bless.
Greetings. My name is Dawn Green, and I am the Assistant Superintendent of Operations for School City of Hammond. I have with me today Terri Myrick, who is also Assistant Superintendent of Academics. What I would like to say is I would like to thank all of our retirees for the wonderful job that they've done, but it's not often you get to work with someone who's been a mentor, who's been an inspiration to you in your career. So I'd like to take a moment just to talk with Terri and to ask Terri, what has School City meant to you over all these years?
Well, I've been with School City for 34 years. I started my career at Morton High School as an assistant principal. I was teaching with LaPorte Community Schools when I applied in Hammond, and actually, to be really truthful, I applied in Hammond in late August when the position was open, and I did it just for experience. I had just gotten my administrative license, and I thought, I just want to apply and get some interviews under my belt, and by Labor Day, I had the job at Morton High School. And it was kind of a whirlwind. I had people telling me that I had tenure in LaPorte, that I shouldn't leave that security because I was a single mom with a couple young children. But I really had a passion about wanting to go into administration to help support teachers and fellow administrators. I felt that I could make a a bigger impact on the lives of students by going into administration. And I've always enjoyed helping others be successful, be it the kids in my classroom when I taught Spanish and physical education, or whether it was my teachers in my building when I was a principal for 18 years at Morton High School, or whether it was in central office helping parents, students, teachers, administrators from the central office chair. You know, one of the things I always used to like to do is when students would get in trouble, and people always thought, oh, you know, they got in trouble, they're going to the principal's office. I never wanted it to be a negative thing. I always wanted it to be a learning experience, and that's how I always treated it. I'd always talk to the parents and kids, say, you know, you made some choices, there's some consequences, but how can you learn? And one of the things that I always wanted to do was have kids continue their education, even maybe they were suspended, maybe they were expelled. And that's why many years ago I started Play-Doh at Morton High School to help kids graduate even though they got behind in their credits because of making poor choices discipline-wise. So in education, one shoe doesn't fit all. And that's why I've enjoyed working in Hammond. We have such a diverse population and a group of students with diverse needs, and so it's always been a challenge to find different ways to help students be successful. And the same thing with our teaching staff. So that's what it's really meant to me, and it's been a big family. I've learned so much while I've been in Hammond. I've had so many professional development opportunities. I've learned from the students, the staff, the administration around me. I find that if you listen to people, you can learn every day something new, you know? And so that's what it's been. It's been a big family, and I don't know, a lot of people might not know this, but my husband was a teacher in Hammond, and this is where I met my husband. And he was a wonderful man. I think between the two of us, we put in over 80 years to the school city of Hammond.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, and when I was a principal at Morton, he used to come with the kids to the extracurricular activities. My children grew up going to ball games and plays and things like that. And so the Morton family was their family too. In fact, both my son and daughter, we've had conversations about Black Lives Matter recently. And you know, they said, Mom, the best thing you ever did for us was just have us hang out at Morton, because it was such a diverse population. We never looked at the blacks or the Hispanics as being any different than the whites, and we just grew up with them feeling that all people are important, and we were all part of that Morton family, and everybody was important to you. So we didn't have that growing up like some people that we know who don't have an understanding of what Black people are going through right now. And they said that was just such a great learning experience for us. So I was really glad to hear that from my two children too, that through what I was doing professionally, that I didn't leave them behind, because being a mom was very important to me too. So,
and if we talk about professionally, you can think about the fact that I didn't know you at first when I was in the district previously, but I heard about you from several colleagues that said, if you have a question, talk to Terri Myrick.
oh, thank you.
So you were not only a coach for many people in the district, but also outside of the district.
Well, I know Dan Friel. I used to laugh at Dan because he'd be in Maryville or he'd be in East Chicago, and he'd call me because they were working something out with their teachers, and he'd call me for advice about stuff and say, Terri, what do you think? I'm doing this at Maryville. How did we do that in Hammond? And you know, those kinds of things. But yeah, I've been very, very blessed. I've also been able to participate with the College Board. When I brought the guest Chinese teacher program to Hammond, I had the opportunity to go with the College Board to China and visit schools and really learn about their culture and what their educational system is like. And as a result of that, I've been able to support I've had, gosh, probably close to 30 different teachers in our district, but have a better understanding of how to support them after seeing their culture. And then a couple years ago, I was asked to go to China again because I was part of the interview team with the Confucius Institute, Hammond. And we interviewed over 200 teachers and placed them in schools across the country. And I got to pick my own teachers for Hammond when I went, so that was a lot of fun. And then through COVID, they asked me to be on the team again, and I did a lot of interviewing via Zoom online, and hopefully those teachers will be able to come to our district next school year. So yes, so I've just been so blessed, so supported in Hammond to grow professionally, but I wanted to grow professionally because I wanted to help people and learn more so that I could find ways to help our staff and our students in Hammond.
Well, your leaving will leave a void in Hammond, and we know that. You have been so inspirational to so many. What words of advice do you have for our teachers, students, and anyone remaining?
I think the most important thing is that caring trumps everything. That no matter how much knowledge base you have, that if you don't care about your students or your staff, if they don't feel that you care for them, that you're not going to get past first base with them. You just really need to build that relationship, build that feeling of trust and caring in your school, in your classroom, because you know what? The little guy sitting in my classroom might not like math, but if he knows that you care about him, he's going to work for you because you care about him as a person. And I think that's my words of advice. When I was in the classroom as a teacher, I always found that that was my best way to motivate students. And when I found I was a principal in the building, my staff, I know I just had to laugh. I had a teacher at Morton one year. I told him that one of my goals as a new principal was that every teacher would somehow be involved in some type of professional development. And he said he didn't need any type of professional development. And so I did find something that he and I could go to. And it was kind of out of my league in a way, but it was had to do with, he was a woodshop teacher, and so we went together. I invited him to go with me, and we went together. And afterwards I said, "Did you realize you just went to a professional development?" And he looked at me and he says, you just really tricked me, didn't you?" You know, but it was because he knew I cared about him, that he went with me, and but got him to learn something new. So I think that's what, if I had any words of advice for anybody, caring about people is the most important thing. And I think through this COVID, I think a lot of people have had time to reflect and realize how important relationship building is and caring about people.
On that note, I think that says everything that we need to say. We would once again like to thank all of our retirees, and especially Ms. Terri Myrick for 34 years of dedicated service. Thank you, Terri.
Thank you, Dawn.
And thank you.
My name is Lainey Kaminsky, and I am currently the Executive Assistant for Terri Myrick. When I was asked to speak a few words today, I thought, what possibly could I say to express the gratitude, respect, and admiration that we have for Terri Myrick. Terri, you have always been a champion of the students and advocate for the teachers. With your gentle spirit and calming presence, I have many times seen you calm the angriest parent and calm the most stressed out teacher. You are a true trailblazer, a true leader. While always making a difference, you are instrumental in bringing Play-Doh to our district to help those students who would otherwise not be able to graduate traditionally. With your continued leadership, you brought the district up from an F to a C, and you raised our graduation rates. You brought the Mandarin Chinese program, the HAPA program, Playworks, the Lilly Grant, and you were instrumental in bringing the e-learning program to the school city of Hammond. Who would have thought 3 years ago, when you pushed for the e-learning program, we would have a pandemic? With your guidance, we were able to work out the problems with the program so our students were comfortable with the e-learning and able to continue their education and take that stressful part off of their parents' and teachers' shoulders. Because of you, all of these programs will continue to benefit students for years to come. Terri Myrick, there are people who come into our lives that make a difference, and you are a difference maker. As life goes on and you reflect back, know that you made a difference in all of the lives that you have touched. Just like you said this morning, quoting Dr. Seuss, "A person's a person, no matter how small. Terri, with all of your love, encouragement, and caring that you have brought to the school city of Hammond all these years, there is just no way to thank you enough. I know how much you love to read to the children in the schools, so I'm going to end with these quotes from my favorite children's author, Dr. Seuss. Don't cry because it's over. Smile because it happened. And oh, the places you will go. Today is your day. You have mountains waiting. Get on your way. Thank you, Teresa A. Myrick, from the bottom of my heart.
Good afternoon. My name is Anna Mamala, and I'm the president of the Hammond School Board of the Board of School Trustees. I'm here today to bring special recognition and congratulations to our teachers. Because of COVID-19, we were not able this year to host our board tea for all of you that have given your dedicated service and hard work, years of service to the school city of Hammond. I want to deeply tell you that thank you so very much for all you've done for our students and for the school city of Hammond. And I wish you nothing but the best in your journey. And again, congratulations on your retirement. Keep in touch. Let us know how you're doing. Come back and volunteer, or if you want to sub, we welcome you with open arms. So again, congratulations and the best to you.
Thank you. Thank you for all you've done for the school city of Hammond and our community. We appreciate you so much and congratulate you on reaching this next season in your life.
Good afternoon and congratulations to that exquisite and exclusive club of School City of Hammond retirees. Some call it retirement, while I call it bliss. Enjoy yourself. Retirement is not the end of the road. It's the beginning of an open path to an endless highway, some with curves, bends, and even some roadblocks. But I do believe you have the fortitude to jet down that highway of retirement like a spring chicken. Explore, smile, laugh a lot, kick up your heels, dance a little cha-cha, a little watusi. And please, please remember, you have retired from School City of Hammond, but never from your mind. So in closing, say goodbye to tension and hello to pension. Ching, ching. Congratulations to each and every one of you, especially Bart Makuta. You are the best. Congratulations and thank you.